Hi everyone. This is going to be an overview of the upper body flexibility portion of this week. So the first one we're going to do is Cobra. So you're going to get down on the mat. This is going to be a stretch for your upper back, your thoracic spine. If you don't have a mat, bed, blankets, whatever you have to be on the floor. So you're going to take your hands and put them kind of right under your shoulder, maybe a little bit forward if you're not super familiar with this movement. You're going to take a breath, push your pelvis into the ground, and then just gently arch up, pushing through your hands till you find a comfortable stretching position. And you're going to hold here. If you're more familiar with this, you can move your hands back and come up further, getting that full elbow lock out and resting. You want to just make sure you can really drive with your hips down, and the position you get into, you can comfortably breathe. So you're going to hold wherever you're at for 20 seconds. If that's here, that's up here. If you can really get your knees, your hips off the ground, but don't force it. Try not to arch with the low back. You're trying to keep your hips pushed. Holding here. If you want to, you look upwards. When you're finished with 2 rounds of stretching that for 20 seconds, you want to get into child's pose to just allow your back to unwind a little bit from that. And hold that just for a little bit. Next up is the supine spinal rotation. So you're going to lay on the ground. You're going to put your hands palm down into the ground, so you're extending your arms out. Tuck your knees to your chest, and then you're going to just gently drop your knees over towards one side, trying to keep that opposite shoulder down onto the ground. So you're just going to sit here, breathe 20 to 30 seconds, feeling it stretch upper chest and down into the back. And then you're going to come back to neutral, do the other side. Right? Again, holding for 20 seconds, focusing on keeping that shoulder down. If you want to, you can also do this where you extend that leg and then you're dropping like this. So you're only dropping with the one knee. This is going to get a little bit more into the hip, which is alright because you still get the chest. So you can do either option for that. Next up is a static bird dog. So you're going to get into a tabletop position, keeping your core engaged, a little bit of arch in the low back, and then you're going to extend your arm, push through your heel, so you're really trying to like drive, and then you're just going to hold here, trying to keep your abs engaged, keeping yourself nice and set, and then just calmly breathing. If you want to, you can try to really reach the hand and foot up, but you want to try not to drop your low back so you're getting that big arch. Keep your abs engaged. You're extending away as you go upwards. Right, you want to do that on both sides, getting that extension, really reaching through your heel. I like to think about middle finger, but you can think about whatever you want to. And doing both sides, hold that for 30 seconds or so. And the last one is going to be a seated neck stretch. So I'm going to get into a chair with a back. Hopefully you'll have something like that. You can use a couch or anything that you can kind of rest your back on. So nice and upright. You're going to take one hand, put it on the very base of your rib cage, and then lean back. Nice big inhale, and then you're going to just tip your head backwards, keep your jaw not crushed tight, but just teeth together, and then you're pointing your chin that way, and then come back. The point of the hands on the ribs is so you don't flare your ribs up, because then you're not actually stretching here. Kind of keep the ribs down, and then feeling that stretch on those muscles, and then you're going to look over one shoulder. Don't have to really force it, you just kind of gently turn, and then the same thing. Now you're going to feel it more focused on the one side. Again, keep the jaw closed, so you don't want to like slack jaw, let your mouth open. You want to just kind of engage. That's going to get the front. If you want to stretch the back, which you can if it's feeling particularly tight, but usually you want to avoid overstretching the back of your neck. As you can forward fold, try and tuck your chin down, and then just hold that for about 30 seconds. Don't necessarily recommend doing that too often because the back of the neck usually gets pretty lengthened anyways by seated posture, but it's something you can do if you feel like you want to. And that is it for the upper body flexibility stuff. Have fun.